Jovan here with The Real Bass Pursuit, and on today's Tackle Tip Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about frog fishing in the month of June. Now, this is prime time for some of the most aggressive topwater bites of the entire year. But you have to know when to throw a popping frog versus a standard walking frog. First, let's break down the popping frog. June is when the bluegill spawn kicks into high gear up in the shallows, and when bass start patrolling those bluegill beds, a cupped mouth on a popping frog is absolutely deadly. It gives off that distinct chug and splash on the surface that perfectly mimics a bluegill feeding or struggling up on top. You're gonna wanna work that popping frog around scattered grass edges, shallow pockets, or anytime you hear those brim popping up on the surface. Now, when that heat drives these bass into heavy cover, you need to switch over to a standard walking frog. The pointed nose design is built for one thing, and that's to glide cleanly through the thick stuff. If you're throwing over dense lily pads, heavy matted vegetation, or into that deep overhang brush, the walking frog will slide right over that cover without plunging up or gathering grass on the nose. It allows you to walk the dog right over their heads in places that these lures can't even imagine touching. You don't want to rush to retrieve. When you work that frog in an open pocket of grass or right next to a dog post, you have to let it sit there for a second or two. Some of the most aggressive bites in the month of June you're going to get on a frog is when that bait is sitting still and doing absolutely nothing. Match your frog style to the cover you're facing and watch for those explosive blow-ups. My name is Jovan with The Real Bass Pursuit, and this here was your Tackle Tip Tuesday.